Good day everyone, Shem Nuina here and welcome to another video. Our topic for today's video is about the problem-based learning and its importance. The problem-based learning or the PBL is a teaching style in which challenging real-world situations rather than direct presentation of facts and concepts. These are used as the vehicle to improve students' understanding of concepts and principles. PBL can encourage the development of critical thinking skills, problem-solving abilities, and communication skills in addition to course content. It can also offer opportunity for collaborative work, locating and assessing research materials, and lifelong learning. As a teacher, as a future teacher, why we need to use problem-based learning in our lessons? Nielsen lists the following learning outcomes that are associated with the PBL. According to him, a well-designed PBL project provides students with the opportunity to develop skills that are related to working in teams. This could improve the collaborative skills of the students they could possibly learn towards their fellows. Managing projects and holding leadership roles. This can make them irresponsible towards their actions. Oral and written communication, that is the important skills of 21st century. Self-awareness and evaluation of group processes. Working independently. Critical thinking and analysis. Explaining concepts, self-directed learning, applying course content to real-world examples, researching and information literacy, and also the last one, problem-solving across disciplines. Those are the important things or the important skills that as students can learn by using this PBL or the problem-based learning. In using problem-based learning, we need to take into consideration its advantages and disadvantages. I list 5 advantages and 5 disadvantages of using problem-based learning. Number 1 advantages of using problem-based learning is the development of long-term knowledge retention. Students who participate in problem-based learning activities can improve their abilities to retain and recall information according to a literature review of studies about the pedagogy. The literature review states elaboration of knowledge at the time of learning by sharing facts and ideas through discussions and answering questions enhances subsequent retrieval. This form of elaborating reinforces understanding of subject matter, making it easier to remember. A small group discussion can be especially beneficial. Ideally, each student will get chances to participate. But regardless of group size, problem-based learning promotes long-term knowledge retention by encouraging students to discuss and answer questions about new concepts as they are learning them. Number 2 advantage, use of diverse instruction types. You can use problem-based learning activities to meet the diverse learning needs and styles of our students, or of your students, effectively engaging a diverse classroom in the process. In general, grouping students together for problem-based learning will allow them to address real-life issues or situations that require real-life solutions, appealing to students who struggle to grasp abstract concepts. Participate in small group and large group learning, helping students who don't excel during solo work grasp new material, talk about their ideas, and challenge each other in a constructive manner. Giving participatory learners an avenue to excel, tackle a problem using a range of content we provide, such as video, audio, recordings, news articles, and other applicable materials, or allowing the lesson to appeal to distinct learning styles. Since running a problem-based learning scenario will give you a way to use the differentiated instructions approaches, it can be especially worthwhile if your students don't have similar learning preferences. Number 3 advantages is the continuous engagement. Providing a problem-based learning challenge can engage students by acting as a break from normal lessons and common exercises. It is not hard to see the potential for engagement, as kids collaborate to solve real-world problems that differently or directly affect or heavily interest them. Although conducted with post-secondary students, a study published by the Association for the Study of Medical Education reported increased student attendance to and better attitudes towards courses that feature problem-based learning. These activities may lose some inherent engagement if you repeat them too often, but can certainly inject excitement into class. Number 4 advantage is the development of transferable skills problem-based. Now, the problem-based learning can help students develop skills they can transfer to real-world scenarios according to a 2015 book that outlines theories and characteristics of the pedagogy. The tangible context and consequences presented in a problem-based learning activity allow learning to become more profound and durable. As you present lessons through these real-life scenarios, students should be able to apply learnings if they eventually face similar issues. For example, if they work together to address a dispute within the school, they may develop lifelong skills related to negotiations and communicating their thoughts with others. As long as the problem context or the problem's context applies to out-of-class scenarios, students should be able to build skills they can use again. The last advantage is the improvement of teamwork and interpersonal skills. Successful completion of a problem-based learning challenge hinge on interactions and communications, meaning students should also build transferable skills based on teamwork and collaboration. Instead of memorizing facts, they get chances to present their ideas to a group, defending and revising them when needed. What's more, this should help them understand a group dynamic depending on a given student. This can involve developing listening skills and a sense of responsibility when completing one's task. Such skills and knowledge should serve your students well when they enter higher education levels and eventually the working world. Now, let's talk about the disadvantages of problem-based learning. The number one disadvantage is the potentially poorer performance on tests. Devoting too much time to problem-based learning can cause issues when students take standardized tests, as they may not have the breadth of knowledge needed to achieve high scores. Whereas, the problem-based learners develop skills related to collaboration and justifying their reasonings. Many tests reward fact-based learning with multiple choice and short answer questions. Despite offering many advantages, we could spot this problem develop if we run a problem-based learning activities too regularly. That's why we need to take a balance on using this or on applying this learning. But the number 2 disadvantage is the student unpreparedness. Problem-based learning exercises can engage many of our students, but others may feel disengaged as a result of not being ready to handle this type of exercise for a number of reasons. On a class-by-class and activity-by-activity basis, participations may be hindered due to number 1 reason is immaturity. Some students may not display enough maturity to effectively work in a group, not fulfilling expectations and distracting other students. The number 2 is unfamiliarity. Some kids may struggle to grasp the concept of an open problem since they can't rely on us, teachers, for answers because some students are relying on us. That's why in this situation, they can't rely on us. So, the lack of prerequisite knowledge, although the activity should address a relevant and tangible problem, students may require new or abstract information to create an effective solution. So we can partially mitigate these issues by actively monitoring the classroom and distributing helpful resources such as guiding questions and articles to read. This should keep students focused and help them overcome knowledge gaps. But if we foresee facing these challenges too frequently, we may decide to avoid or seldom introduce problem-based learning exercises. The number 3 disadvantage is the teacher unpreparedness. If supervising a problem-based learning activity is a new experience, we may have to prepare to adjust some teaching habits. For example, Overtly correcting students who make flawed assumptions or statements can prevent them from thinking through difficult concepts and questions because they are feel offended. Similarly, we should not teach to promote the fast recall of facts. Instead, we should concentrate on giving hints to help fix improper reasoning. So, questioning students' logic and ideas in a constructive manner. So, distributing content for research to reinforce a new concept, asking targeted questions to a group or to the class, focusing their attention on a specific aspects of the problem. So, depending on our teaching style, it may take a time to prepare ourselves to successfully run a problem-based learning. It will take a time, but it all worth it. It's gonna be worth it using this problem-based learning. So the number 4 disadvantage is the time-consuming assessment. If we choose to give marks assessing a student's performance throughout a problem-based learning exercise, it demands constant monitoring and note-taking. We must take factors into account such as completed tasks, the quality of those tasks, the group's overall work and solution, communication among team members, anything we outlined on the activities rubric. So, monitoring this criteria is required for each student. For each student, take note, for each student. So, making it time-consuming to give and justify a mark for everyone. The number 5 disadvantage is a varying degrees of relevancy and applicability. It can be difficult to identify a tangible problem that students can solve with content they are studying and skills they are mastering. This introduces 2 clear issues. First, if it is easy for students to divert from the challenge objectives, they may miss pertinent information. Second, you could veer off the problem's focus and purpose as students run into unanticipated obstacles. Overcoming obstacles has a lot of benefits, but may compromise the planning we did. It can also make it hard to get back on track once the activity is complete. Those are the advantages and disadvantages of using a problem-based learning. But let us focus on the advantages. Let us focus on its positive side. Because the students who practice problem solving on a regular basis might improve their social and situational awareness. They will also learn proper time management and patience. Students who learn to solve problems from a young age are curious, resourceful, and determined. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.